Right, we are live, guys. Shout out to Noko. I fucking love this. We now have a new journey, a new chapter in my book, which leads me to my last ever natural transformation. Actually, really just the last year of my life, sub out the last couple of weeks. Context going in. So, if you followed me last summer, I decided to diet off my reverse fucking rebound weight gain, which is very uncommon and was very unproductive. But what that did allow me to do was continue making content to the best of my ability and basically make a career out of social media with Young LA and things of that nature. Part of my story. This fucked me up. Like, straight up, I was down bad last year. Going into this transformation, I was down bad. I high-key had an ED, alright? I was barely passing 2,000 calories on my training days. I was eating like 1,500 on my rest days. I was literally dissecting the plan that Sebastian wrote for me and finding intricate ways to eat less so that I would be leaner, so that I could make content, so that I could make money. And frankly, I gotta pat myself on the back here. I'm that motherfucker. Like, I did what it took to make my dreams happen. And it was worth it. This is the beginning of the story. I was down bad. I was barely fucking eating food. And then I went to see my coach, and he was like, "Bud, you're very lean. You're shredded." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I have glute lines." And so we basically sat down, we devised a plan. ATC needs to no longer be small as fuck. This shit is so good. ATC needs to get big. And here commenced the beginning of my journey. 170 pounds, 200 pounds, lean, best natural physique I've ever developed. And that's where the story begins. August 2024 to June 2025. And the reason I say mid-May was like truly my prime was because I took a massive 45-pound plate. I dropped it on my foot. I could no longer do steps. So that kind of fucked up the last couple of weeks in my transformation. But with no further ado, 170 to 200. I realize a 9-month period, just audio, doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm going to watch it through. I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen. I'm basically just going to talk through exactly what I was going through, what I was feeling. So we start off, here I am. This was in our Lake George cabin. This was pre-coach. As you can see, before I went to see him, I was very, very fucking skinny. It's honestly really crazy for me to even look back on this and remember what it was like to kind of, I guess, be in that environment. And then almost instantly, when I got back from seeing my coach, we bumped my food by like 2,000. And so I was eating like 4,000 calories a day. So as you can see here, I almost instantly put on a lot of size, a lot of fullness. I looked super crazy when I was in the gym and super crazy. Well, still pretty small, but getting bigger when I was outside of the gym. So this is around October time of last year. I was about 180 here. And I remember in the gym, it was like pure euphoria. Outside of the gym, I still felt myself getting bigger. I was still bloated and kind of uncomfortable at times. So there would be some times during this period where I would pull a little bit of carbs out. But honestly, I still kind of do the same now. My focus was like laser sharp. Train hard in the gym, progress. This is like late October, November. As you can see, I'm wearing the November drop. I'm definitely putting on size. This was about 180 pounds. So starting to get a little bit uncomfortable outside of the gym, feeling fat. But as you can see, I was looking crazy inside the gym at like 185. Full, not too full, still pretty lean. This was a pretty good time. Like, training was good. I wasn't hitting legs, funny enough. My hip flexor got shot, so we just completely took off legs for like 6 months. Now this is December time frame. Just started prep with Keegan, so he was like in his growth phase of prep. He was getting big. I was laser focused. I gotta say, probably nearing the 190s here. I was as you can see, starting to really get thick, starting to really put on size. And I was also in the middle of starting my coaching business, getting my back end situated so that I could onboard clients efficiently. I was locked the fuck in. Here's me and Keegan. Literally gym, meals, work on my business. Gym, meals, work on my business. And I was starting to let go of that caring how I felt outside of the gym as much, not needing to be super, lean 24/7. Here's January, training with Keegan. I'm laser sharp. Like, my focus is unbeatable at this point. I'm super locked in. Everything is kind of going well. And then here's some more natural lighting from that time. This is around January again. Meals, work, coaching, repeat. And then obviously training. In January was when I started training legs again. So as you can see here, I'm not having a fucking good time whatsoever. And then I got the flu. Actually, after that exact leg day, I got the flu. This shit really fucked me up. I'm gonna pause it. Getting the flu really fucked me up. And it kind of plays into what I'm gonna tell you in a few minutes from now. But that shit was really fucking hard. So whenever my clients get sick, I really make sure to tell them, like, yo, it's okay that you have this time off. It's okay that you don't feel 100%, because me not feeling 100% literally made me feel like valueless to the world. And that shit sucked. You can kind of see it here on my face in those videos. That was not a very good time. And then following that, I'll start the video again, but the same thing kind of plays out over the next couple of months of the winter. I really felt like my spark and the things that filled me up with so much joy were really starting to just miss the plot. It overall just was a negative time, and I stopped truly executing my daily actionables to the best of my ability. And it all leads into a breakup that I had. And I haven't talked about this yet, and I know I will eventually in further detail, but this ended up being probably one of the best things that ever could have happened to me. As you can see in this video on screen right now, I am very fucking not where I should have been. You know what I mean? There was a lot of negativity and a lot of things that played out that weren't very conducive to who I'm trying to be and what I'm trying to accomplish with my life. And I remember taking this video in particular and watching it back and just being so fucking upset. I mean, if you look at my face here and that guy's on the screen, you can just see completely different people, completely different mindset, completely different, like, self-worth. I literally felt like the self-worth that I was projecting to the world and the value that I was providing to the world was being lower at that time. And this was about mid-March of this year, and this was really where I decided to step the fuck up. I was about 185. I didn't like my body composition. I was skipping out on my meal plan, not being as dedicated as I could have been, and I knew it. And even just in my day-to-day life, I just felt less purposeful. And this is so important because I think that as men, as humans even, having a strong, defined sense of purpose, sense of daily actions that are required of you to be successful is so fucking important. And I felt like I didn't have that. And this brings on the last chapter of my transformation. In April of 2025 to June of 2025, here's what I did. I locked the fuck in on my diet. There was now no more excuses. I now could be fully the person I said I was. I now truly could execute at the highest of my ability. And throughout all of the lonely moments, all of the moments that sucked, all of the times I wanted to just quit and give up and just say, yo, am I even on the right path? I put my fucking head down. I executed on the plan regardless. And I truly think that this period of time of self-reflection and ultimately personal growth, life-changing for the trajectory and the course for the rest of the life that I will live. And I truly do feel as though I have a new lease on life. And yeah, overall, I'm just fucking grateful to be me. I remember making a video, last thing, I remember making a video to myself, by myself, saying, I trust you, talking to me. And he said, and I trust me. And I'm going to do the things required now to let you prosper. And I saw that a few days ago, and it just gave me so much fucking, not pride, but proudness of the last 2 months that you're going to witness. Thank you for watching this video. I love you.